guys, it's Lisa. It's been a while since I've done my last video. Tonight I just wanted to discuss a little bit about heroism and the lack of heroism. And on 9/11 I thought it was particularly relevant. In the past couple of days I've seen a million memes and responses to Colin Kaepernick and his Nike ad, and I have my own take on it, which is that Colin has really exploited a situation. I don't find anything that he's done to be heroic. I've looked into his football career and I had seen that he really wasn't at the top of his game at all. It was not a brave act to take a knee. This is a guy who wore socks, I believe, with pigs, with police hats on. And I think that's horrible. Speaking of true heroes, I believe that most policemen in our police force are heroic and go into the police academy and go through everything they do so rigorously for the right reasons. There are bad apples. There are in any career, in any category. But I don't think as a group we should ever be disparaging them, and we should look to them as the heroes that most of them are. In my own life, my dad was my biggest hero. This is a man who was a renowned eye surgeon, who was a surgeon in the Air Force during the war, who risked his life to save people, who also, as a child and all through my youth, I'd see my dad leave the house at early hours to do surgery, a lot of the time free surgery for destitute families, saving lives, doing eye surgery that was life-saving, not asking a dime and being exhausted for the rest of the day, but filled in his heart knowing he did something wonderful for a person in that family. And I think that is true heroism right there. My dad showed me humility, bravery, without having to exploit that, without having to, as we have in this online era of constantly saying all of our wonderful deeds that we've done, that couldn't be done years ago. And I don't believe my dad would have taken the opportunity to do that. And I know he was not even into advertising his business and thought that was a quick route to a bad path for medicine and people. So not to get off track, but that for me was my first image of heroism, whether I recognized it as such or not. Then there's the everyday heroism that we all find within ourselves. I really think that everyone has it in ourselves to act heroically. And the definition of heroism to me personally is doing something that might cause you fear, trepidation, to go out of your comfort zone, to take a risk at loss for the benefit to someone else or a group. And look, we all have those heroic moments. For me, I can think of as a mom doing things that we don't know how we're going to react. We just know that our babies come first, and I've had many of those, and I'm sure you as parents, if you're parents, have found yourself in these situations where you just do what you have to do for your kids. Whether it's a physical act like, I stuck my arm inside a rabid kind of dog's mouth to protect my child. That was just an instinct. Whether or not that's heroic, I don't know. But it isn't any less heroic, and I would say it's more in the line of heroic than, again, a Colin Kaepernick. And I go back to him because I have to say I'm pretty angry when I see people saying how wonderful this man is. And there are many who are disagreeing with Nike, and I like seeing that. But then there are people who are buying Nike and acting as if this is, we have to stand up for him. And I wonder where this is coming from and how authentic these people really feel about Colin's act of heroism or bravery, courage to me, this was a guy who was an opportunist, who did what he could to make a buck. He had nothing to lose. He wasn't playing football. He wasn't doing well. There's nothing heroic in his background up to that point. And he took a chance that doing something different would benefit him, and he was right, and it did. And we are living in an age where celebrity can be created or bolstered with any given act. And a lot of the time, unfortunately, the more negative it is, the more play you get from that, the more opportunities people get, and we're losing a sense of what really matters. 9/11 is unfortunately this incredibly, it's just filled with so many acts of heroism and bravery from people who either had bravery as the forefront of their lives as firemen or policemen, and then people who just did acts that were outside of what maybe they thought they had in them and helped other people get to safety, tried to help people. The people on Flight 93 who crashed a plane and saved other people knowing that they did not want that plane to go into a building. It's awe-inspiring. And I really feel that what we can do on a day like today and thinking about heroism is just trying to be good to each other, trying to do little acts of kindness that are heroic in some way or another, talking to a stranger and making someone's day merely by being kind to someone who might not have had any kindness that day, might have a really bad time of it. Maybe they're acting cranky or were rude on a line at the store, and you smile at them, say, "Can I help you with your bag?" to an elderly person, help someone across the street. I'm finding things that over the years that I used to see as just a given, not happening anymore. When I'm in New York, I don't see what I used to see as a regular thing. You'd see the elderly being helped across the street. You would see that. It was just a given. If you are given the opportunity to help somebody who is struggling to get a cab, to get across the street, you would just do it. And I don't see it anymore. And I will do that. And I'm not saying I'm heroic. That to me is just what you do as a person, as a human being. And people will take note of me doing it. I've had people say, "Oh, that's so nice of you." And other people giving me these looks like, "Are you kidding me? Why would you do that? You don't know this person. Why would you hold the arm of a stranger?" Well, I'm going to hold the arm of a 90-year-old woman who is trying to walk independently across a busy city street. It's just what you do. So whether or not these things are instilled in us or we learn them along the way, you just gotta do it. And it makes you feel better about yourself. Giving always does. I entitled this on Facebook saying hero or zero. And I'm not trying to say that a Colin Kaepernick is a zero. I don't think anyone's a zero. I do think that exploiting a situation is a big zero. I don't think he's a hero for that. Now, there are other facets of his life that maybe he's a hero in those ways. Maybe he did something heroic today that ironically we're not hearing about that would be more the definition of heroic, brave, courageous. But I don't find that to be so. I don't think that athletes, and I might have people really upset with me for saying this, but I don't think that throwing a ball well makes you a hero. I don't think that God ordains a team to win when players are saying, God willed this to happen. I don't really get that, but I think a lot of hard work is exceptional and you should get credit for that. I don't think that's an act of courage and bravery. I think that the way we perceive celebrities as heroic or worthy of our time and worthy of more credibility in what they say merely because they're faces that we know is strange. And I think it's just getting stranger. I think that as this online world and social media really takes over and I saw Bill Maher. Yes, I was watching Bill Maher. Even conservative me, I actually love watching Bill Maher. And he was talking about how we're avatars online, how we're not who we really are. There's the real us, and there's the online world us. And I can say, sitting here and talking to you, yeah, I mean, you get a piece of me. And if you respond to me with some comments, I get a piece of you. We are not fully who we are online. And it's a dangerous road we're going down, where people are more and more trying to create who they are online, and who they are in real life we might not know so much about. And to me, going back to heroism and what we know and what's so flashy about these moments, that, yeah, these are things we all know about. He took a knee. But the quiet moments of courage of everyday life, the heroism that you might feel that you took part in today, I probably won't hear about. And most people won't. And you probably won't hear about mine either. But if we can all do that every day, just be kinder, wear whatever sneakers you want. I do not wear Nike. I wear Asics, and I don't plan to buy any Nikes. If you wear your Nikes and you buy more, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to get upset with you, but I have had people upset with me for saying that I'm just going to stick with my Asics. I find that they're just more cushioning for my feet, and I really just don't want to support Nike anymore, but that's just me. So anyway, I just wanted to check in tonight. I want to wish everyone a blessed year for Jewish friends. The new year has started, and a safe and happy night and year for all of us ahead. And for anyone who's had a painful day because of 9/11, my heart is with you. I love New York City. I love people of New York. And it is a day that none of us should or will ever forget. Love everybody. Bye.